2007 Chevy Uplander. Of course, I like to shoot maintenance videos, and what we're doing today, rear wiper motor stopped working. Now, I tore it apart last weekend to find out what was wrong, and everything's good up to the plug. So next up would obviously be the motor. So we'll take that apart today, and then you'll know how to do it yourself. First thing we're going to hit right now is the bolt that keeps the wiper on arm. The bolt that keeps the wiper arm on. Let's see. Hold this. Okay, squirted this with some penetrant oil and a little prying here and a little prying here. This thing will wiggle right off. Or screw off, actually. No, it should just come off. Next one is this large nut here, which I've got some slip pliers because I'm lazy and I don't want to find the right one. And it too will just unscrew off, and this is what holds the motor on this side of the vehicle. So once we release this one, we'll then open up and we'll start having to pop the interior panels out. So I've got the door to the Uplander open, and there are 4 screws we need to remove to help get this panel apart. There's a bumper on each side, that's a 10mm, and I didn't mention the nut that we took off with the socket there is 1/2 inch / 13mm. We have a T25 Torx that's here for the handle. If I looked at it, that would help. On each side, we'll need to release those. And of course, there's another rubber bumper here. Now, the interior panel has 4 more things for us to do, or 4 fasteners anyway. There's one located here, there's one located up here, and then same on the other side. And they're an interior fastener very similar to this. This isn't exactly it, but it's what I bought because it looked about right. But this part clips on to the upholstery part, the trim piece there, and then this goes into the metal of the door, and it's a one-way fastener. So you pop it off and you push it in, and it stays locked in. Well, we have to counteract that. So you can use a screwdriver as long as you're careful not to damage the panel. And then there are also special tools you can buy. This one isn't actually it. I think this is more of a pops the clip off a door, but it's also good for getting in there and trying to pull the plastic off the metal without hurting the door panel. Another thing to be careful with is make sure you don't accidentally pop them back into their hole. The other 2 right here, since these have been off before, they're a little bit weaker. Perfect. So we have some window trim pieces here too that you can kind of wiggle out a little bit. Just be gentle. You don't want to break anything, and these just click back into their hole up there. There on the side. I don't want to put too much stress on that. The whole thing will just come right out. Okay, super. But here is our motor, and here's our plug. And it has a, if you squeeze that part there, you squeeze and pull, it comes right off. And now we have these 2 bolts to do. And since we already did the outside bolts, it should drop right out. Is it a 7? No. Is it an 8? Nope, too big. 7's too small. 5/16, because why wouldn't we all be metric in the same darn car? Biggest thing here is that we're on, our fastener here is where our threads are, and this is our bolt, and we're a lot of rubber mounting here because it wants to do a lot of vibration removal. So it doesn't come off anything unusual. Just be aware that it's gonna wiggle a bit when you do, and we have 2 here. So that's undone. Pull this out. And there's our motor. Now to test it, to prove that it was actually, this had failed at nothing else, with this wire plug here, you turn the wiper on. Of course, it's not going to work. You unplug it, you put your voltmeter across a bunch of these terminals. Long story short, you should find one that has the 12 volt, car voltage. So that's telling it to run, but if it's not running, then that's your problem here. Now we have these clips, and notice they're slotted. This is where our bolt will go into, and that gives us a little bit of play for where our wiper actually goes. Now I'll get a core charge for this one. This one looks like it might even be same casting number and things like that, but it looks like they just painted the whole thing. But you can see the hardware we need to move over. This is good, the plastic thing here, but these rubbers got to be, see, it's an open slot. So we're gonna pry those out and pry them into this one, and I'll come back when we're there. So this one you're gonna want a core for. Now, over here, number one, make sure you put these the right way, right? So this is the outside, so you want the bolt end on this side. What I did to help installation here, a little bit of 3-in-1 oil, any type of lubricant, even probably water if you're that hard up for it. That will help the rubber slip back over. As expected, put the nose in the hole, start throwing these in. These will kind of self-adjust. So now we'll tighten them down pretty tight because they have a rubber bushing and there's a metal core inside, so don't crush them, but put them in nice and tight. But after that stop, plug it in and we're gonna run a test to make sure the darn thing even works. Okay, and the wiper controls here. I'm gonna come back here. I think I have it on intermittent. I heard it run. Nice. I'm gonna line up these holes up here, making sure I'm not pinching anything either, any wires, and then they give them a good pop. Line that up, line that up. Okay, hardware's put back on. Remember, or at least take a note of, this wedge is meant to close, you know, the big side's supposed to be at the back of the door, okay, the outside. This way it kind of guides the door closed against this other adjustment right here. So don't put it in backwards, make sure that it's kind of wedged this way, okay? And the handle, I don't think it has an orientation, but over time, I think the sun slowly makes it sag or gravity or what have you, but it goes in either way. Closing the door, boom. Our little rubber cover here. Rubber itself back on, and it's wedged too. That's cool. That goes like that, and now we're gonna put our big nut back on here. Tighten this nut till it gets a little tight. Not really tight. This is glass, so let's not screw with that too bad. It's got that rubber washer there. Put the arm in about the right spot, wiggle it back on, and then we'll use the nut to tighten it down. And we're gonna snug it on once again. And it's using all the original equipment. Let me grab a wrench here, and it'll squeeze down a little bit. Pull the arm down onto the shaft. Not tight, not too tight. I have it on intermittent wipe. Okay, so home needs to go a little bit farther down. Loosen. Lift it out a little bit to get it off those metal teeth. Bring it down to here maybe. It's a nice parked home position. Okay. Hey. She's gonna need a new wiper. But anyway, there. That's how you replace the rear windshield wiper motor, which is still on intermittent obviously, on a 2007 Chevy Uplander. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Go ahead and click the ads if you like. I don't mind that at all. And I'll catch you later.